is a dream of hundreds, thousands and lakhs of youths in India to join the prestigious Civil Services examination and to be a part of that great administration. Do you have that dream? And the same lakhs of people who see this great dream fail in this examination, get eliminated at the preliminary examination, do you also have a fear that you will also fail in this exam? It's like equating, they had the perfect car, they had the driver, it had the almost full tank petrol, but the car still chose the wrong direction. Are you a civil services aspirant like this? And do you have that hundreds and thousands of questions inside you burning? Do you want to start your preparation from the scratch? Then Kickstart is the best session for you. Join the Kickstart initiation and get all the answers, what your preparation, how your preparation should be. Get all the answers in Kickstart. Let's get kickstarted. The next in the Kickstart is what we call the next step, what we call as digging the past. Digging the past. You might sound like a history when you say past. The one feeling that we always get is about the history. Yes, in one sense we are digging the past. That means the next important step for Kickstart is analyzing the previous year question papers. This is one thing which even the successful aspirants, successful candidates tell you to do. And what normally happens is 95% of the aspirants, normally their version of analyzing the previous year question papers is just flipping through the pages or doing 1 or 2 years regularly and then just simply flipping through the pages. Does that really help? That is why I said the next step is digging the past. And there is a lot of things, lot of insights to get this if you do it rightly. Normally people don't do it rightly. That is a problem. So we'll discuss how it should be done. By this time, I'm sure that the first step was the syllabus, knowing the syllabus, decoding the syllabus and creating that tracker. And I'm assuming that you must have done that. And only because you've done that, you're watching this step 3. While you did that, I'm sure you must have got that idea and you know the syllabus. I've also given you a small test in that. When I say a random topic from the syllabus, you very well clearly know, where to place that topic in the syllabus. You know that very well. Since you know that very well, step 3, digging the past or analyzing the previous year question paper will work much more better. I'll tell you. Let's take 2010 or say 2011 is the best year. We'll start with 2011 only because after 2010 a lot of changes happened in civil services examination. The option, the prelims pattern changed from the 150 questions. Now you have only 100 questions, and for paper 2 it was the optional before 2010, and now you only have the CSAT paper. And even in the mains there have been a lot of changes. 2 optional is now gone. The marks pattern has changed. Ethics, integrity, aptitude, paper has been inducted, Indian culture, a lot of new topics has been added in the paper. So it's important you start from 2011. Let's keep by 2010, let's keep it for a later analysis. In order to kickstart yourself, I think you should start from 11. Start from 2011. Take prelims question papers on one side. Now everything is actually available in the internet, so it's very easy, a click of a second to find out everything. Start taking from 2011 prelims question paper, take it out. Take the mains question papers from 2011, keep it ready with you. And what sort of an analysis are you going to make? What are you going to do in that? Simply reading the questions? No. That is why I said syllabus is the key here. I'm under the assumption you know everything that is mentioned in the syllabus. So You take the question paper of 2011. What you see, what is a question paper? Question paper is a reflection of what questions have been asked. You can see that, read through the question paper, read every question with not an intention of cracking the answer. You will get thousands of opportunities to crack answers, but not now. See the framing of the questions. What is being asked? Because you see that UPSC questions, prelim questions are not like the questions like the other examinations in India. They're very different. The way of cracking, it's quite analytical sometimes. Sometimes it's very easy. Satyameva Jayate is mentioned in which Upanishad? It's a classic question which appears just the highest repetition. There are a lot of questions which gets repeated every time. So you get direct short questions also. But read the question, not with the intention of cracking it. See the framing, see the options. How is the question asked? And find out which area is this. And when you read 100 questions of 2011, you will get an idea. Okay, this paper was more of a environmental science and technology driven. I'm just taking an example. It might be something like this. And definitely you have good questions coming from modern India also. Now you're able to tell modern India and environmental science and technology only because you know the syllabus. Because you know the end and starting point of the syllabus. That is why when you read this, you know that even you don't know the area. That doesn't matter actually. What matters is, yeah, this is a question, I'm sure this is from environment. That is the logic that you have to have. That you will have, no issues. So that is how you found it out. So this paper is like this. And you can also see the number of questions or the question patterns. And you will see that most of the questions are 2 statement questions or 3 statement questions. That means there is a question, there are 3 statements, and they ask which of the following is right or wrong. That means 1, 2 and 3, 1 and 3, all of the above. Like you get a lot of options. And only few questions are direct short questions. That means what is this? A, B, C, D. Either one has to be an answer. Previously, a lot of questions used to be like this, but now you can see a lot of 2 statement questions, 3 statement questions, and even multi-statement questions. So you can see what is the composition of the paper. What are the areas that you see? Then you move on to the 2012 paper, 13 paper, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And what happens? You see that and do it diligently, okay? Do it with consistency, determination, because you know the impact of doing this is so huge. And what I said previously, I mean it to the core. What 95% of the aspirants they do is they just flip 2-3 question papers and they say, yeah, I've got the idea, I will prepare for this exam, and they'll surely fail also. It's not the thing that you have to do. You have to work it out. So create an analysis. When you do the 10 years of analysis, you will clearly understand that yes, it seems that environmental, all the subjects are important. Current affairs in some years was really current affairs based from international relations. And some papers, it was about the government schemes were most of the questions that they asked. It keeps on changing. That is why we call as UPSC. It's sometimes called as the Unpredictable Service Commission, because they ask unpredictable. You don't have a strict pattern for any exam. It keeps changing. That's the beauty of it. So you saw that in some time the questions are more of, in 2014 say a lot of questions came from art and culture. A lot of questions from ancient India which are very difficult. So what have you gained? Now you know that, okay, certain sections are important, and you know what happens when you really start your preparation. The beauty of that is, when you read an area, say there was a question on the, say a taxation system, or let's say economics is most probably very difficult for a lot of aspirants. So let's keep, there was a question from say a climate protocol, a global convention. Next time you read a similar protocol while you're studying, the first flash that will come into your head, yeah, I remember 6 questions, I guess I don't remember the year, but there was a question on this protocol. There was a question on Kyoto. Okay. There was a similar question on such protocol in that year. And the question which they asked was in this format, that means you knew the area or how the question was framed. That's why I said question framing. So when you study a new protocol, say X, you're studying a new protocol. While you study, what is a magic that is going to work out here? S, the previous year question papers, question framing also. Okay, in those questions, they had asked an impact that can actually happen. So while you study this protocol, and in one time it was an impact, other time it was a comparison with another protocol. So next, when you study this, definitely you know that, okay, such question was asked, the impact was asked in this question. What if they repeat the same thing here also? So I mean, since there is a precedent of an impact or a comparison, I need to study this X protocol in that manner. Okay, so what are the likely impacts of this X? It can be compared with another protocol. Did you get that idea? Did you get that relating idea? This is the end product, or which we call as a byproduct of proper digging the past when you do the prelims question papers analysis. So this is the level of analysis that you have to take. You have to invest such time because you're going to spend one complete year for this. Just spend 5-6 days doing this. All it needs is probably you're a starter. Don't you have a week to just do diligently or do a research on this? Find out how things works. And this is the prelim side. Likewise, check the CSAT paper also. Because CSAT or the aptitude paper for some is just a cakewalk. It's as easy as that. And some people, that is the nightmare. The nightmare, the one reason why you may fail. So for such people, 2010, 2011 to 20, check out the CSAT papers and see how the questions have been asked. Which are the areas? If you say numerical aptitude or basic numeracy or logical reasoning, there is a limit of questions. That means there are different type of logical reasoning questioning in the last 10 years. Which of the following are the areas that is being asked? You see that normally there is a seating arrangement question, and sometimes you get a question ration proportion or mixers and allegation. You get a question milk is mixed into water, and you get a question of time and distance, train passing. Probably you get this every year. Probability, permutation, and sometimes you get a logical reasoning questions. 4 people living in 4 floors wearing different colors. All this needs practice. So at least when you know the range of the previous year question paper, what happens is you get the area. So it means if CSAT is a nightmare, you can actually go through all those areas and find out. That will give you a better idea. So that is about prelims paper from 2011 to 2020. What you need to do is go through the mains questions also. It's not like how you went through the prelims examination. Mains are more descriptive, so find out the logic and the rationale of analyzing the paper remains the same. Something that we discussed in the prelims also. You'll analyze paper 1, paper 2, paper 3. How was the change? What are the questions that is being asked from every area? Advantages of this is, again, when you read, you get a question on Lord Dalhousie is the father of modern India. Discuss. Alright. When you read the Governor Generals or Viceroys in India, you will find that, okay, there was a question on Dalhousie, so definitely there can be a question on Cornwallis also. So, when he's asked Cornwallis, there can be a question even on Mountbatten also, different Governor General. It can be a question on Lord Curzon. That means I need to know that. That is a byproduct that will stay in your mind, that will be born here if you start doing this properly. Do this properly, because this step, digging the past, can give you a great future. So do it with consistency and determination. I'm sure the impact that you're gonna get while you do this is huge. So try this out. This should probably work well. Try it.